Hello, hello. We are back at it again. Back at it once again. The Nito Nile stream. What is going on, everyone? I'm looking at my settings here on my microphone. I've been having mic issues, if you didn't already know. I'm trying to get it all sorted, but it's looking a little bit different than I thought. One moment, hold on. All right, that might have done a little bit of something. Unclear. But how is everyone doing? We are back. We are doing KATAMARI DAMACY today. I think that's how you say it. I believe it's... Because in the song, they say DAMACY. But I believe it is DAMACY. I might be wrong about this. But that is my... That is what I've been seeing. So. A couple things to talk about, I think. For one, last stream, we had a Dulls stream, which, if you weren't there for it, you might be like, well, I didn't see a VOD uploaded, so what's the deal? Look, for one, I was having mic issues for that stream too, which hopefully that doesn't happen this time. We shall see. I've done a bit of work on it. It just kind of felt like a very scrappy stream, and I wasn't very comfortable during it. So I just kind of didn't upload it. I got rid of the VOD. So apologies for that. That stream is now lost media. But you didn't miss much. Look, you didn't miss it. You didn't miss any good times. All right. I won't make a habit of this, though. Just for that specific time. Just oops, all hot dogs scrambled. That did happen. And that was pretty funny. What else is there to talk about? I've mentioned in the past that I am considering changing my online handle from Nito Nile to something else. And I have that picked out. And I don't know if I'm going through with it or not, but what I have determined is that with changing the online handle, it's not just the logo, or I guess the labeling of the logo that I would have to change, because the logo stays the same. I kind of want to... I kind of have ideas for how I would redraw myself. And that's a whole can of worms. Because then I would have to change all of the assets for the stream. So I'm determining whether or not I want to do that or not. Because that would involve a lot of work. You know what I've learned through the process of trying to like develop an online image over the many years that I've had to do that. Making a Sona is like a good idea. making like a character that you like to draw that isn't you and never changes unless you really want it to is a fantastic idea. But it intimidates me. And I should say that's not what I intend to do with the name change. I did think about it though. But I understand why people do it. I understand why almost everybody I know who does a similar style of streaming has like a character that represents the stream as opposed to themselves. Because the character doesn't have to change, you know, as you change. And it's not technically a representation of you, but it is. It's like this nebulous kind of in-between state. And it kind of protects you a little bit too. So despite me talking about how cool and awesome that would be to do that, I'm not going to do that. It's just going to be me again. But I have an idea. I have an idea to kind of +1 the current design. So, but the name probably is going to happen. So these are the final moments, chat. Nito Nile is being sunsetted. I think that's what's going to happen. Because as I've mentioned before, Nito Nile is a username that I had for like almost 15 years. So when I made the name, I was a different guy. I wasn't 30 years old. And I still like it. Like, I don't dislike it. I would have changed it a long time ago if I disliked it. It's just, in my head right now, I'm thinking, if I don't change it now, it's going to be a lot harder to change it later. If the stream takes off, here's hoping, you know. So now would be the time if I wanted to make any big shift to do it right now. So I don't know when that's going to happen. It may be before next stream, but we shall see. It's not like a, it's I can't really call it a 2.0 that a lot of people like who do streaming call like their new version of their Sona or their brand, because we haven't even really had a 1.0 yet. I mentioned before, this first year of the stream is like a, let's see what's happening. You know, like how do we do this? What can we learn and how can we change? So it's like a 0.7. Does that make sense? Yeah, Alpha Nile. No, that's not the name, but that would be a great name. Actually, no, it wouldn't, for reasons. We probably shouldn't go with Alpha Nile, or Omega Nile, or Beta Nile, or anything like that. I think that would be something we should avoid, generally. Based on... And I tell you what, make it, like, coming up with a username is also quite tough. If you're worried, I've already done the work seeing if it's available on other platforms and everything. Which it is. But coming up with something that feels like your identity that's also, like, not taken already is quite hard. And it's something that looks, like, aesthetically good. You know, it's tough. But thankfully, Nile is not a common name. And I'll spoil it for you. The new username doesn't have my name in it again. So the Nile is not leaving the username. Nor is it leaving me, I guess. So. Anyway. I did spin the wheel on Orc Bara in a couple places and got very lucky. That's incredibly lucky based on what I know of that community. So. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new name. I think it will... maybe this is too much of a peek behind the curtain, but I think it's like, you know, I am getting older and I need a username that kind of like follows me into, like, if the stream really takes off, then I'd be doing this at 40, you know, and that's a reality, you know. There are streamers who are going past 40 at this point, and onwards and onwards. So I needed something that, like, I don't know, felt more appropriate for me now. When are we getting Nile's Dollhouse? Yeah, you got like Germa, Northern Lion, those guys. I mean, they've been doing it for a long time. And not that I don't feel Nito, but Nito Nile kind of represents like a different stage of my life. And as I've entered my 30s, I've been thinking like, well, this is now a new stage of my life. So there has to be some change, because otherwise it doesn't feel appropriate to who I am now. This is way too much talking for like the pre-stream for Katamari Damacy. We should probably play the game, right? Is this like, are we, maybe we talk for a little bit more though. About other things. I felt like this was the only place that I could actually like talk about it, you know? Just a lot of thoughts about identity lately. And like representing myself in an accurate way. Things that have occurred besides me doing some work to figure that out. I got the Steam controller. Have you heard about this? It's a new controller from Valve. that has lots of cool features like buttons on the back and like 2 trackpads on the front, and lots of cool settings if you're playing a Steam game or otherwise. And that's the controller we're using today. Granted, I think Katamari just uses the control sticks, but, you know, it'll be cool to use those control sticks. We'll have a good time. But yeah, I've been testing a lot of stuff with the Steam controller. I've been testing, I did like TF2 with gyro aiming, which was like, for the first time, it feels like I could really do like a first-person shooter on the couch with big TV and like not feel like I had to bust out the keyboard and mouse. And with all the different buttons, you could map all kinds of stuff to it there. And people make like community maps, or maps like as in like mapping buttons to the controller and to the Steam Deck to where you could do like all kinds of call outs and stuff. So good time to get a controller with gyro now because Twilight Princess Dusk is out. Yes, I've heard about this. And I think what the plan is in the past, you may have heard that when November rolls around every year, I play a new Zelda game. I've been doing that since before I started streaming, obviously. Because it's just like, it's a fall kind of series to me. So, and there was a lot of Zelda games that I'd never played before. So I think the plan this year is maybe to do Twilight Princess in November, which I understand is a long time from now. But it's part of the tradition. And if not Twilight Princess, maybe we do... Well, another thing is that there's an Ocarina of Time remake potentially coming out. So maybe we do that too. You know. Good thinking, PBG. So. If the Ocarina of Time remake comes out in like December, then we probably wait and just do that. And if we don't want to do Twilight Princess when the time comes around, I think we do the Oracle games. Because I've never played those and I really like Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening, at this point, I think is my favorite Zelda game. If I had to pick one, it would be that. So I have a feeling I would really enjoy the Oracle games. I'm sure there's a way to like comfortably do both of them at the same time. Because I know there's like some element of switching back and forth. So I'm sure people have like figured out, hey, here's like a thing to do that really easily. But anyhow, I don't know if there's anything else to really talk about. Well, I guess one thing to say is that the way this game runs is that when you start it, the volume is at maximum every time. This is the remake version of Katamari Damacy, and for some reason they never patched this out. It doesn't register your audio settings from your file until you actually enter the file. So the game is just maximum volume as soon as you start it up, and it's like ear-piercingly loud. So the game's already open. You will not have to deal with this. I have already figured this out. But what this means is that I have already gone through like the tutorial section and the first level a little bit. So we're kind of, it's going to be kind of a quick intro to the game. We're not getting the little intro bits, but I mean, everybody kind of knows Katamari Damacy a little bit. So, including me, I've played the first little bit of this. Well, at least the game doesn't begin with a bunch of blaring horns. I don't understand why they never fixed it, to be honest with you. I don't know if console has that issue either, but... But yeah, I've played the first few levels of Katamari in the past, but never gotten like super duper far. And I've watched like some other streamers play the game, but never like paying too much close attention. So this might as well be blind. And I'm really looking forward to it. So without further ado, let's do it. Ah, where am I? There I am. And I think for today, maybe we do the green overlay. That feels good. And then captures. Hold on. Let me check a few things. I'm sorry, Sonic Heroes. I adore you, Sonic Heroes, but we can't. We can't play your music today. There's too much important music. Now here's a question. I have not actually tested capturing this game yet. So hopefully it works. Hopefully we will not have problems. There we go. Game might be slightly loud. Okay, so that's... according to this slider, this is the minimum we can have of each thing. So, but that should be fine. I've also heard that there is maybe some audio issues that pop up later on in the game. Hopefully we don't run into that. But anyhow, welcome to Katamari Damacy. The game is pretty self-explanatory, I think. How do we get to the levels? Oh, I think it's the star. Yep. Right? No, we were just here. Where do we go? Oh, no, we have to hit this. We have to hit this, because we have to go to Earth. Another interesting thing about this game is, from what I can tell, it runs at 60 FPS, but then is, like, there are animations in the game that run at 30 at the same time. You'll see when I'm, like, in a level, and we'll do the first level just because you guys didn't get to see it. Sawadee Crab. Have you ever been to Thailand? It's all about kicking in Muay Thai. You know, Muay Thai kickboxing. Oh yes, almost forgot. Hurry up and make a big star. Maybe it ran on 30 on PS2 and they didn't want to update the animations. That could be it. Today you'll be rolling inside the house. The Katamari should be, let's see, around an even 10 centimeters. We can believe in you for 4 minutes in Earth time. But any longer than that, and even the king of all cosmos can't be expected to wait. We look forward to a nice Katamari, itty-bitty prince. And here we are. So, if you did not know, this game is pretty much controlled exclusively with the control sticks. Going forward is like both control sticks forward. Going backward is both control sticks backward. Then to turn, you do the opposite on each side. So forward and back and forward. There are a couple other controls, like flipping the sticks to do a little dash. Interesting and very fun. Other things you can do, I think... Oh yeah, you can jump to get like a better view of your surroundings. You can click both sticks to instantly swap to the other side. And yeah, how is the volume, chat? How are we sounding right now? And actually, let me check something really quick. Yeah, that might cause an interruption. Sorry about this, chat. One moment. Are there any sound effects? Yeah, I think something's happened. I think we maybe... Interesting thing about these sound sliders. So these look like they're at the same point, right? And obviously, this is the minimum background music that we could have. The sound effects, I think, have to be up here. Which doesn't look even at all. But I think, yeah, we can't go any further down with the sound effects, so it has to be here. So, I think I accidentally turned down the sound effects entirely. One more shot. Let's go back in. Yada, yada, yada. We've seen it. There we go. Good catch. I was noticing something, but I thought it was like an audio glitch. Like on their end. Because it looked like, from what I could tell, the sliders were at the same spot. But anyhow, this is the game. If you didn't know, it's just you have a time limit, and you're rolling up as much as you can to get as big of a pile, a Katamari, as you can, and then it becomes a star. You got to be careful, because if you try to roll up something you're not ready for, you kind of lose some pieces. So, what up, Omni? Welcome in. You are just in time. We're just getting started. But yeah, this is the game. And as the game goes on, from what I am to understand, you get increasingly bigger Katamaris. But I think the prince stays the same size. I think this is as big as he gets, as far as I know. Let's get some ants. Abducting live creatures. Dang, I might even want to turn the music up one notch when we get out of this level. Look at that, not bad at all. A big Katamari indeed. But you may as well make it much, much bigger. That is, if you really are a prince. And oh, we have an idea. If the Katamari is large enough, we'll be sure to turn it into a star, even if you go directly back to your home planet. You can get home from the pause screen. We shall see you later. Prince versus Captain Olimar death battle. Well, the Prince would need access to the Katamari ball. For sure. I feel like it's kind of no contest. For one, look at how fast the Prince can move compared to how fast Olimar can move. Yeah, and like he could just roll over the Pikmin, and then it's like he hasn't. That's a win state for the Prince. It's unfortunate. Yeah, and we don't even know if the Prince can get hurt at all. For all we know, he's like an invincible god, a cosmic entity. I'm not doing great here, but. I guess I should also say I'm not exactly a Katamari expert, but... In fact, I'm still getting used to the controls myself, so... Now, did the left button do anything? Okay, that's look around. So, if we wanted to, we could do a little bit of looking. Prince versus Blue Prince. I think at some point in the game we start... Is this a Kotatsu? Sorry, I'm just now realizing. Are we like... Yeah, this is a person. Hold on. They're watching TV from their Japanese-style Kotatsu. Oh my god. I didn't even pick up on that. I was too busy thinking about things to pick up. Kotatsu, we must be in America. True. Let's all sit around the traditional American Kotatsu and eat traditional American burgers. A pencil. Long. I don't know what the rest of what he said was, but... Alrighty, that's it. It was boring to watch this whole time. We'll zip back to space now. Royal Rainbow. Now, that's not my high score. In fact, it's not even close. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty good. Okay, so the thing we collected most was snacks, games, and stationery. We'll just make this into Stardust, because it's not better than my other one. Hooray! Alright, so that's the first level. I think we're good to go and just move on to the next one. What is the other planet? Oh! Oh, these are different playable cousins. That's right, isn't that a thing? Like, could I play as, a different one? Spin. Oh. I see. Or do you just collect them? Instructions, hold on. Oh, this is like other instructions that I didn't know about. Sadly, only in multiplayer for original DAMACY? Oh, no! Shoot. Well, at least we can collect them. So, I didn't know this about the indicator. So if it turns blue, we don't want to be, like, approaching something? Maybe? Controls check? Oh, I see. I think I knew all this, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, nice. Cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. Let's go back. To level 2. Make a star 2. Mangandang Tanghali Po. That might be wrong, but... Just Omicron, thank you for the 5 months.
Space mushroom emoji.
Mushroom emoji. Have you ever been to the Philippines? We stopped in the day before yesterday. We hope you can visit during the day's rolling, like that's possible. Oh yes, a royal present for the hard-working prince. That's what we were thinking. While playing catch with your present. And it just went down to earth. Just fell to earth. Must be around somewhere, so roll it up while you're at it. Will do. Today you'll be rolling inside the house. The Katamari should be, let's see, around a full 20 centimeters. Oh, that's quite large. We can believe in you for 7 minutes in Earth time. But any longer than that, and even the King of all Cosmos can't be expected to wait. We look forward to a nice Katamari, Mini Prince. Oh, I didn't turn up the music. We'll do that next time. Can we roll this up? Not quite yet. Oh, so cute. Oh, we got snails? And the rats are taking the tangerines. Get some shogi tiles. Oh, watch out for the pencils. Oh my god. Look at all... They're moving on their own. Look at this frog. Now we can get the candies. Just an incredible OST. Once we're done with this game, definitely adding the music to the playlist. Because there's a lot of songs I've never heard before. Maybe I should be boosting a little bit more. I don't know if I can pick up during the little turbo boost, though. when I was growing up, I don't think anybody I knew had this game. Maybe I should be boosting a little bit more. Sonic and Sonic Generations. True. I never had this game, and I don't think anybody I knew had this game, but everybody knew about this game. Just because of the nature of, you know, the 2000s. If you were on the internet, there was a lot of Japanese culture, or at least like, you know, pop culture and like media stuff that just kind of blended in with our culture. Especially early on. Like, you know, Vocaloid, like Miku, you know, anime in general. Katamari was kind of one of those things that was like, everybody just kind of knew about it. And I bet a lot of people did play it. Just nobody I knew did, and I hadn't. But when I'm playing this, it does make me think of that time period where memes, everything, like forums, just the early 2000s on the internet were very Japanese. And to some degree, the internet still has that, but it's, you know, now that's become like, you know, way, way, way more popular than it was back then. It's like, you know, it's more of it's more of like a melting pot, you know. But those communities, they definitely still exist, you know. I didn't know Sergeant Frog was a character with a show until the other night, by the way. Really? I mean, I knew about Sergeant Frog for sure. That was an anime that a couple of friends of mine had definitely watched back when I was younger, like 12, 13, around that age. So. But despite the fact that I was part of, you know, that early culture, oh, what a nice Katamari. Substantial, yet goes down smooth. But actually, we would love to have a much bigger, nicer Katamari. We'll leave you to your work then. But like I was saying, despite being a part of that culture growing up, I didn't watch a lot of anime. And I wasn't like... everything was so new to me. And what I had access to was kind of limited to what was shown to me on things like Toonami and like, you know, American channels. Like, or what I could watch on YouTube in like 3 parts. Which is how it used to be. If there was an anime with like a 30-minute, 20-minute episode, the episode would be split into 3 videos. It'd be in like very terrible quality, and you'd have to go to each one to watch the whole thing. And there was a couple things I watched that way, but not a lot. But I was always aware of it, because a lot of my friends had, and they taught me a lot about the various anime of the world. Yep, Hitalia. I had friends who were into Hitalia. If I'm pronouncing that right, I might be committing heresy there. I think it's Hitalia. Or Hitalia, maybe. But I knew about that. I knew about what else? I mean, one thing I definitely was into, and fans of the stream will know this, was for the longest time, have been a huge Naruto fan. But that was more of a consequence of Toonami at the time. Yeah, and like Fox Kids and the Fox Box, that was where I watched a lot of early anime, like Kirby Right Back at You, Sonic X. I don't know if anybody else was into it at the time, but I really liked Ultimate Muscle. If you don't remember Ultimate Muscle, it was a show about basically a bunch of aliens wrestling, like they're professional wrestlers, but they have like superpowers and strange abilities. There's a federation of them, and there's like a they have wrestling matches on Earth, and I loved it. I thought it was funny. It had like that cool shonen energy to it, especially when I was younger. That was like very palatable to me. Ultimate Muscle, not unlike ARMS, has a character called Springman. It's all connected. And actually, I think you can attribute some of my love of ARMS, the video game, to my love of Ultimate Muscle growing up. Wow, I think we did quite well. I mean, we got 15 over the expected size. Let's take a look. Let's see how well we did. We are moved to tears by the size of this thing. This is so incredible. Happy, happy, so happy. We want to turn this into a star right now. Here, this is our royal present. Oh, we got a little scarf? Guess what? Guess what this is? We collected mostly playtime, stationery, and games. There's apparently an Ultimate Muscle game on GameCube. This is true. This is true. Oh, we got an achievement. I think for just beating the level, though. You never watched Foxbox, just... Oh, wait, we got a cutscene. Hold on. Oh, it's a little quiet. I'm very sad Reroll dropped the English dub for this. I was about to say, I know the English dub. Well, shoot. Oh, well. Well, first things first, I did remember. Let's bump that up. And I think we'll also bump up the sound effect. Well, no, we want to hear the music more. We'll keep the sound effects where they are. We have a scarf, which I think we can wear. Yep. Cute. But yeah, I liked Ultimate Muscle. Which, I mean, I wouldn't call... Well, first thing I should say is... Oh, hold on. Okay, so we have two options. Maybe... Let's check out Make Cancer. Let's see. Because I know it's like different constellations. Be sure to save periodically too. Good reminder. I forgot there's no autosave. What is it? Something's not quite right there. Oh yes, we get it. It just doesn't look delicious. This sky does not seem yummy at all. Everyone is still hungry, yes? Can't you see that, silly? Speaking of delicious, we say crab. Most certainly crab. It's crab time. Looks yummy. But no, not yet. Patience is a virtue. Focus. We must focus. Don't be thinking about the crab too much. To make the yummiest cancer possible, all you have to do is roll up as many crabs as you can find. Let's see. You have 7 minutes. We look forward to a mouth-watering katamari, Callow Prince. We are focused on crabs. Some of these are too big, though. Yeah, we're not quite ready for that one. But we can take your shoes. Your crab shoes. Are we ready for you? Maybe? No. Oh, wait, what about you? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Well, I can get one of you. Hold on, let's shift focus here a little bit, if we can. Ooh, a horseshoe crab. Cool. What you might not have known about Ultimate Muscle is that when it was localized to the States, Ultimate Muscle is not what it's called in Japan. The Japanese version of it is called Kinnikuman Nisei. And it's actually a sequel series to a manga and anime called Kinnikuman, which, if you can believe it, is kind of the progenitor of a lot of shonen anime. It predates Dragon Ball, even. Dragon Ball, in some ways, was inspired by Kinnikuman. And it kind of follows a similar idea of, like, it started as a gag manga, mostly, it was for comedy. Like, he's this big, muscly wrestler guy who, like, flies by farting, and, like, he's clumsy, and he just generally does, like, silly Japanese things. But what it evolved into was, like, something, like, more akin to Dragon Ball Z, where, like, you know, guys are coming from beyond the stars, and he has to, like, train to prepare to fight them, and like, use special abilities and, like, you know, be really gutsy about the whole thing. So that was Kinnikuman, and then Kinnikuman Nisei was about his son, who is, in Ultimate Muscle known as Kid Muscle. So, I think, I want to say his name is Montaro in Japan. Anyhow, just a bit of trivia for you. It was interesting to learn about all that, having not known any of it when I was growing up. Boruto Origins. It's true. But yeah, I mean, I was into that. I was into Naruto. I mean, Naruto, if I had to, like, I don't know. This may be kind of like a lofty statement, but, oh, we are running out of time, aren't we? I think we're scored based on the amount of crabs, right? Like, not necessarily the size of the Katamari. Because that's what it seems like. So we need a bunch of little guys. But, maybe the ratio is also a thing. Like, maybe do they care about, like, oh, you collected way too many not crabs? If we can do it, I'd like to get to 100. But I don't know if we're gonna get there or not. Shoot, now we can't go through there. Uh-oh. We might be boned. We're too big. Let's look around. Go through. No, please. Okay, there we go. Maybe there was some in there. Hard to tell. Oh, let's get this guy. Hold on. Let me through. Let me through. Please. Please. Nope, not worth it. Wait. No, we're losing so many crabs. Oh, that was catastrophic. And we have to get back through, too. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's all going to shit. It's all going to shit. Instantly. Yeah, this is quite bad. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Please. Please just let me through. I understand I've made a mistake. Well, you know what they say, you live and learn. Right? 72 crabs is not bad. If you're satisfied, you can pause and quit at any time to submit your Katamari. Oh, that's, I guess, yeah, that is true. Maybe if I wasn't, like, sure about that, we could have just, like, submitted when we were at, like, 80, you know? But hey, we can get these guys back. Please? Please? Oh, maybe we go this way. I gotta stop, like, brute forcing it. Like, there's a slope over here. I just need to look around. There we are. I would love to end off with 80, if we can. Or 85 is good. I'll take it. Oh, there's some up there. Hold on. How do we get up there, though? Oh, I think we have to, like, get launched up there with these. But we don't have time. I tell you what, though. 87 is quite good. Wee, that looks delicious. But also slightly disturbing. Oh well. Let's take the Yum Yum Rainbow back. Yes, yes. Looks pretty good. 60, 61, 62, etc. Oh, 87 crabs. Wow. This looks promising. This could fill the tummy. We're talking seconds. We'd like to leave a little room, though we could manage a bit more. Alrighty, let's just release this into the sky. Go for 69 next time. Hooray! Do we have any crab fans in chat? I love crab. I love crab cakes. I think I've had a po' boy with crab meat in it before. That was quite good. It's like a sandwich. A Marylander, you know it? Yep. I didn't grow up around crabs, but I mean, when I've had crab, I've really enjoyed it. I think the music might be slightly too loud on my end, so I think I am going to turn it back down. My apologies. It's tough because I don't have like a monitor for my microphone, so I don't get myself back into my ears. So sometimes when like that's the volume I would normally play the game at, it can be hard to like hear myself when I'm talking. Apologies if it's like a little bit too quiet. Right, so now we go over. Mr. Krabs, he's cool, I think. I would wager that Mr. Krabs is pretty cool. Boa tarde. Have you ever been to Portugal? We were there yesterday. We hope you can visit during the day's rolling. Like that's possible. Oh yes, almost forgot. Oh yes. A royal present for the hard-working prince. That's what we were thinking, but we sort of tossed it down to earth. We had an issue and just sort of pitched it away. Must be around here somewhere. So roll it up while you're at it. So we have to find it? I guess I didn't really catch that the first time. Okay, 50 centimeters, 9 minutes. We can do that. Look at all this stuff already. Whoa, the dung beetles are quite powerful. But what was I talking about? Naruto. This will happen again and again. You will find me talking about Naruto because I don't think, and like I said, this might be a little bit lofty to say, I might have to think about it a little bit more, but I don't think any media anything has influenced me as a creative more than Naruto. Which might be crazy, but it is kind of the truth. And I wish I could say it was something maybe a bit more prestigious than Naruto, but it wouldn't be the truth. Even before I got into Dragon Ball, which I consider also to be a large part of my life, Naruto was like one of the first animes that I watched and sort of recognized that it was an anime. I watched it during the original airing of it on Toonami, and I remember the day after, or the school day after it aired. It might have like aired on a Friday or something. I remember I came to school. I think I was in middle school at the time. I'm pretty sure I was. I came to school and I had drawn up an OC. Oh no, this couldn't have been after the first airing because of what you learned later on. This had to have been like later on. But I had a character, and if you know anything about Naruto, you know about the Sharingan ability, which is like your eyes turn red and then you can like do a bunch of stuff that's not relevant to the story. I thought it was so cool that Kakashi had the Sharingan that I created a character who also had something similar, but because of how the dub describes it, they call it the Sharingan Eye in the dub early on. And I had a character, because I misunderstood the power at the time, who had the Sharingan ear. So, the idea was, it was an ability with similar qualities to the Sharingan Eye, but it was the Sharingan ear. And we know obviously that like Sharingan is not something that's shared to anything else but the eye. And I forget what exactly the Sharingan ear did, but that OC did not last long. Once we knew a little bit more about the show, I was like, okay, well, this is fucking stupid. But, you know, it's a funny thing I like to reminisce about. I was so interested in Naruto, like, immediately that I was already, like, starting to draw characters and stuff. But what also was the result of that was I, like, around, like, age 12 to 13, or maybe, like, 11, 12, or 13, somewhere in that zone, I started to get into something that was the style at the time, and I guess sort of is the style now in certain circles. Text-based role-playing. Now, what do I mean by this? Back in the day, you would get on a forum, or maybe even a chat box or something, and you would send each other paragraphs basically describing what your character does, sort of back and forth, like an early stage, like digital version of D&D. Now, people still do this, and some people may be like, well, why are you describing this as an old thing? Well, some people, you know, this is kind of a niche subject. But it's all about, when I say that Naruto influenced me in a lot of ways, like just across my whole life, text-based role-playing led to me like wanting to create my own stories and get into D&D, which let me meet like a bunch of other people, and like it just snowballed, and Naruto is at the source of all of it. So I don't know. I owe a lot to Naruto, and maybe I have qualms with a lot of the story as it's developed over time, and maybe I have a lot of qualms with Boruto as it's developed over time. I have been keeping up with it. It's still important to me. I don't know. So that was one of my early anime inspirations for sure. in terms of like when I was exposed to Japanese culture. The other anime, which was, this is what I like to describe as like probably, like if Naruto was the first anime that I watched and like understood that it was an anime, the first anime that I watched where I understood that it came from Japan was Lucky Star. Now, you may look at a guy like me, and maybe you don't think that Lucky Star would be something that I would be into. And you're right. But the thing was, Lucky Star was something that I had friends at the time who were into Lucky Star, and I was like, well, what could that possibly be? And I think I would like it now, but at the time, I was just so fascinated by it because it talks a lot about like the culture that surrounds these girls. You know, that it was so different than anything I was experiencing at the time when I was like, I don't know, like 11 or 12. But yeah, it was Lucky Star, it was Haruhi, it was, I mean, there was so many anime back then that was just like, it was an entire like revolution of internet culture. It's just Moe Slop, you like it because it's cute. Honestly, now, if we're talking about the fundamental aspects of things that Niall enjoys, I think to some degree you would have to list that I like cute things, because I do. Despite being the kind of guy that I am, I do love a cute little animal or a cute little design or a cute little show. I'm not immune. And maybe Lucky Star could be like the origin of that, but I mean, it's also like Pokemon and stuff like that. I don't know. It's why I draw myself a little bit cute, you know? And Kirby. Actually, Kirby is probably the biggest origin of all that. But yeah, Lucky Star, I think is kind of rad, to be honest with you. You gotta love some cute things. It's healthy for the brain. Getting too macho is bad for you. It's all about the balance. Light and darkness. I am both the herald of darkness and the champion of light. I love the cute things, and I'm also quite macho. This is the core to the Nile experience. I loved K-On!, but the internet ruined it for me. Well, this can happen. I think for a lot of people, the internet fandoms can ruin things that they otherwise would have enjoyed. But it was crazy back then. And I'm not gonna say that like now is like explicitly better than how it used to be in that regard, but I think people generally treat each other maybe a little bit nicer now than they used to. Just because it's a little bit more exposed. Now, if you get into more like niche communities, they're still kind of treating each other like shit, but you know. If there's one thing I can commend this game for, I've been on complete autopilot for like the last like 10 minutes. I have no idea what I just did. I hope I did okay. If any of that gameplay was frustrating, just understand that I was completely checked out mentally. I was thinking about other shit. In the modern day, you're way more able to hang out and talk about anime without running into weird guys in the anime niche that were everywhere in the 2010s. Yeah. And for some of you younger folks, the early 2000s were also nuts. Niall, do you remember what Miyuki's deal is about? Is Miyuki... Okay. Sorry, I have to take a second to like, I'm like channeling my brainwaves. Konata is the blue-haired one. Miyuki. Is she like the one with the glasses? Maybe? I might be wrong. I don't know. I got it right. Unk still got it. It's been a while since I've tried to remember their names. Yeah, there's Miyuki, Boss, Ocknard, Bijou, and Hamtaro. I actually also watched Hamtaro, which probably explains a lot as well. Now, Hamtaro I don't remember anything about, but... Finally diced. All the stars disappeared. Oh, so that's what we're fixing. We're adding all the stars back. But Miyuki, I remember she was like, she was like good at everything, and she was really nice and pretty. So just kind of like the perfect person, which was like, compared to the other girls, they were like jealous, and she was just like kind and shy. Intro explains King of All Cosmos got super drunk and exploded all of them. This will happen. This will happen. But we can fix it. Together. We didn't get the present! Well, this is the consequence of me going on autopilot. Let's see. Yeah, we didn't unlock any other ones, I don't think. So let's go to Make a Star 4. Buenos dias. Hey, man. Have you ever been to Spain? It's our other homeland. We hope you can visit during the days rolling. Like that's possible. Oh yes, almost forgot. Oh yes. A royal present is a royal present for the hardworking prince. Yep, okay, they dropped it. Wallet, keys, rings, hopes and dreams, we lost it all. Must be around here somewhere, so roll it up while you're at it. Rolling around the house, a strong 1 meter. Huh? Oh, I guess a meter would be kind of big, huh? We've been dealing with centimeters this whole time. So we're small again. Oh! Oh my god, it just hit me like a wave, this song. Oh my god. I'm just listening. Hashtag listening. Oh, we can't get the mice yet. This song is so popular that future Katamari games have sequel songs that follow up on it? Oh my god. I think we'll probably play the other games. I'm having too good of a time right now. Oh my god, whoa, we got the whole thing. Okay. We're making moves. So yeah, anyway, Lucky Star. That was one of those shows that I watched in 3 parts on YouTube. And I remember, one of the first times I watched it was me and my sister were visiting my father because my parents had split up, and I was on a computer that was like in the living room of the place he was staying at, and he was like working outside or something, and I remember thinking like, I cannot let my father see me watching this show. There is no world where I would feel equipped at this stage of my life to weather that storm. So now I wouldn't give a shit. But back then, you know, when you're figuring out who you are and figuring out what the world is and, you know, what you're comfortable with and your relationship with your parents, everything feels scary. Like letting yourself like be exposed in that way, and like letting your parents like connect with you on stuff that you're into is very difficult. I still kind of struggle with that, you know? And I think that's why the internet in general was very appealing to a lot of different kinds of kids who like either were in circumstances where they couldn't explore the world around them, or just kind of, you know, didn't feel safe talking about the stuff that they were into or the ways that they were feeling, you know? Or just wanted to meet people. You know, the internet was like a huge place to like, you know, make friends and such. I don't think I'm still talking to anybody that I met during those years. I think the oldest person I know now from online, well, I have my friend Lou, which I've known from high school, but I don't think I have any online friends from back then, but I did know a lot of people. And I hope they're doing all right, you know? That 'tis the nature of the transient internet. People just kind of come and go. But it was a great place to meet people and talk about weird shit. Talk about the Lucky Star, the show about like 4 girls living in a culture entirely like separate from your own. And like just thinking it was funny and cool. And talk about ninjas and what your ninja would be and how the Sharingan ear would affect his battle proficiency. Like maybe he could use it to like copy like hand signs without having to see them, because he could hear them say like Tori and such when they did the hand signs, because they used to do that. Nowadays you watch Naruto and Boruto and they kind of just like chuck out ninjutsu like it's nothing. Like no hand signs. I mean, they still do hand signs, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's such like an afterthought now. Did you hear about Boruto dressing up like James Charles? I did not know that. Isn't Boruto like they invent guns? Well, they invent a lot of stuff. Like there's like, I'm trying to think of like the best point in history to compare it to. Also, I don't think we're doing very well on this. We need to kind of pick up the pace. It's kind of like the 80s, maybe? If I had to compare it to like the level of technology. But yeah, they basically, well, no, they have like flash drives and stuff, so maybe more like the 90s, to be honest. It's sort of a mix of like old and new technology, but guns aren't actually as prevalent. What they do is they do create something called the Scientific Ninja Tool, which is like very controversial and basically just lets you like shoot out jutsu without having to do like hand signs and stuff, or even have the chakra necessary to do it. But it's very clear that like, well, a big theme. All right, I guess we're talking about Boruto now. A big theme of Boruto is that like, oh, the old ways are dead, and like we're moving towards the future. Ninjas are like coming out of fashion in some way. Like the death of how things used to be. Whereas the original, well, I guess more Naruto Shippuden was more about like the worth of like learning from the past and like moving forward. And now Boruto is like, okay, now we've moved so far forward that we're abandoning the past, which is bad. So, a very loose theme though. Yeah, and original Naruto had like fridges and like power lines, but they also like and like instant ramen and stuff. But they also, you know, were wearing like very traditional clothes, and like I don't even think they had washing machines. You know. But what the hell was I talking about? Oh, I guess internet and Japanese culture. But yeah, forums were a big thing. And that's something I definitely feel the loss of now. Because now everything, it's like, oh, every large, like, well, like relatively large community that you would want to set up, it's through one platform now. It's basically through Discord. Unless you're like trying to make like a professional sort of setting where you use like something like Microsoft Teams or Slack. But yeah, communities on the internet, if you want any sort of like relative privacy, it's all Discord. And that really sucks. Back in the day, I made like my own forum website. I made several of them because there was like services that had like templates for you to do that, and like really, really cheap internet hosting. Sometimes free internet hosting if you didn't really care about like the dot whatever. And so instantly you had a very specific location that basically nobody could find, where all of your friends could hang out and talk about whatever, and it's carefully organized and like has like history and stuff, and that's just a completely dead art now. Now it's all just Discords. I guess Tumblr's kind of like that. Yeah. And then you got to worry about like, oh, well, if Discord falls, you know, if and when it falls, and we have to move on to some other new service, all of these communities like instantly vanish. Whereas if you made a website using a template or something, it wouldn't be gone. Also, what is happening right now? Why is it so foggy? What has happened? And I'm like moving slowly. What happened? With Discord mods that'll kill you if you ask them where to get started. Yep. Got real big? I see. That was close. We almost didn't get that one. The sky on screen. Oh, it's a home for a bird. Amazing. Still no present. But the scarf is pretty good. If we had to get one present, I'm cool with the scarf. Okay, so we can make Cygnus or we can make Star 5. Let's do Cygnus. What is it? There's something missing. Is it our royal present? No, something more. Eureka! We have it. It's not graceful. The sky is utterly lacking in grace. It does not float like a butterfly or sachet like the king. It's just not there at all. What's graceful on Earth? Swans, that's what. Acquire swans. We want some grace back in the sky soon, but the swans don't seem to have hatched yet. There's nothing but eggs. But strangely enough, if you roll those up, they'll start tweeting and hatching. Oh my god. The miracle of birth. Oh my gosh, they do hatch. We have to acquire eggs now. This horrid thing. What a terrible existence to be picked up by a Katamari as soon as you're brought into the world. Ooh, another good song. Whoa! Uh-oh. Oh, we're falling. Oh, we've fallen quite far. Oh, well. Katamari, the original one, was on the PS2, right? Is that true? I'm pretty sure it was. I didn't have a PS2 until like way later than launch. The nature of how I grew up, I got consoles kind of a little bit later than when they came out. I assume a lot of people can relate to that. But I was a GameCube guy at first. Well, maybe not, like, absolutely first. My first console was, well, I guess it was technically the Game Boy Color, and then the N64, but, the PS2 I always thought was, like, the way they described it in commercials and, like, showed off the graphics of it, it looked like the coolest thing on the planet. Like, I don't know, Sony was very good at marketing back then. I remember I went on some kind of trip, maybe, I think it was to Six Flags. I don't remember why I was there, but I remember there was some sort of contest happening there. I don't know, it's so foggy in my brain, but all I remember was that if you did something there, you would win a PS2 and a copy of Jak and Daxter. And I was on like a school trip or something, and I remember thinking, I have to figure this out. Like, I will lie, cheat, steal, I'll do whatever it takes to win this PlayStation 2 and a copy of Jak and Daxter, which I thought was the coolest thing in the world. Unfortunately, the story does not have a happy ending. I did not win the PS2 or the copy of Jak and Daxter, and I was so pissed about it the whole bus ride back. But that's a it was always something to aspire to get. But at the same time, the Wii was coming out, and I was like, well, I mean, I want to get the Wii too. So basically what ended up happening is I didn't get the PS2 until like, I want to say I was like 13 or 14. And by that point, that's like, I'm trying to do mental math in my head, like 2008 or 2009, which is like much later, you know, than when the PS2 came out. But I have a lot of fond memories with the PS2. I played, well, I played Metal Gear Solid 3 on it, which I'd always heard about Metal Gear Solid, but I remember thinking 3 was very confusing because aesthetically, it didn't look like anything I had ever seen from Metal Gear Online. Like with the jungle aesthetic and, you know, that the whole concept of that game. I eventually played through the first game much later, but the PS2 was also where I played Kingdom Hearts for the first time, and well, there's no easy way for me to say this, but I started with Kingdom Hearts 2. I did not start with Kingdom Hearts 1 on my Kingdom Hearts journey. I suffered through trying to understand why Sora was important, why I had to stop playing as Roxas, and what the flashbacks meant. It was difficult for me, but I was a teenager by that point. But I remember Kingdom Hearts 2 being one of the first times I think I've talked about this on stream actually already. I remember thinking Kingdom Hearts 2 was like the first time I was like, oh, a game's story can like change my life. And Kingdom Hearts 2, frankly, does not have like the most like intensely emotional story. It does get very emotional at points, but it's more about like the adventure of it all. But something about the music, something about the atmosphere, it convinced me. I was like, oh, games can be like something greater than just like the thing that I like to play. They can be like an experience, you know? Like a narrative experience or, you know, an emotional one. Which nowadays, you know, for some of you younger viewers, you grew up with the idea that like, oh, games, like you probably played very emotional games at an earlier point in your life. But back then it actually kind of was, I mean, for a teenager at that time, it wasn't as ubiquitous now. Like games were definitely still treated as like a plaything, even more than they still are now, you know? Also, we failed. We failed very badly, I think. Oh no, this was about collecting eggs. That's right. Once again, autopilot. 61% is not great. That is a failing grade, but commonplace. That's fine. We're not here to get the best score. We're just here to see the game. Games used to have amateur voice acting that would be the most iconic voice lines for a generation. True. Especially during the PS2 era, where a lot of RPGs were getting voice acting for the first time. Because even during the PS1, they were still doing a lot of like text-based stuff. I found you, faker. Another thing, talking about just like gaming history for me, is I didn't play Sonic Adventure 2 until like way later in my life. However, I played Sonic Adventure, the first game, very early. So when people would talk about loving Sonic Adventure and were referencing 2, for a long time I thought they were referencing 1. Because I didn't realize at the time how crazily popular Sonic Adventure 2 was for everybody. To the point where they, like, saying Sonic Adventure more often than not meant 2. you know? Or I guess, like, specifically Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Well, Sonic Adventure is better anyway, but you didn't hear that from me. I'll tell you what, you'll hear it from me. I definitely think Sonic Adventure is better than 2. Now, I don't think Sonic Adventure 2 is a bad game, but I have loads more fun playing 1 and listening to 1 and feeling the vibe of 1 than I do for 2. But once again, you understand my biases with that. So. God Medag? Good Medag? Maybe? Have you ever been to the Netherlands? We stopped in the day before yesterday. We hope you can visit during the days rolling. Like that's possible. Oh yes, almost forgot. Yep, the royal present. Pickpocketed during the morning rush hour. Very well done, too. Sonic Adventure Remake with Gude Medag. Okay, got it. Yeah, Sonic Adventure Remake with the current cast would never please people with how iconic the original line reads are. I think people would still want it, but it would definitely be like a different product. The same way kind of like Final Fantasy VII Remake is, where they exist on different planes, you know, with different goals for when you're playing them. But I would still love it. It wouldn't be one of those products that like replaces the original for me. Yeah, remakes are tricky. It's tough for me to think of a remake that actually like truly replaces the original. Because I mean, I do care about old games, obviously. But I think I'm also pretty easy on remakes. I think it's very easy to wow me. So I bet there's some remake that I know of that like does in some way be like, well, I would never play the original now because I have this. I know that exists. I'm just trying to think of some. Genuinely, I'd be worried they'd gut Big's fishing game. That would blow chunks. That would be like the worst possible scenario. You have to have Big. Big is integral to enjoying Sonic Adventure and the tone of Sonic Adventure to me. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of, we get a lot of ports these days where they like, oh, they up-res the graphics in some way. Though a lot of times those up-res textures are like, I know this is a big term right now, but it's a different kind of use of this, but like, they use AI to like upscale it. And it ends up looking like very gross, which... I mean, that may be occurring here, but so far I haven't really noticed it, if so. I think this game looks pretty good. Understandably not, like, super accurate, though, because I don't think it was in... like, it was standard definition back then, right? On the PS2? So it would have been, like, you wouldn't get the HD, like, whatever it's called. You know, horizontal aspect ratio. Yeah, that's another thing, is that you kind of need to preserve an original version of a game if you want the remake to not be, like, really, really judged harshly. Which is, it's why it's good that we got this new Star Fox game coming out. It's a remake of 64. But if you want, you can also play Star Fox 64, the original, on an SO, you know? I think it's important to do both. Original textures and models just rendered at a higher display resolution. I tell you what, this game has aged incredibly well. This game looks incredible still. I don't even mind like the 30 FPS at all. I haven't been feeling like it's a hindrance at all. It feels very, very natural to me. Oh yeah, an example of this though, if you look at the prints in the bottom right corner, and then look back at my gameplay, you can see that he is at 60 FPS, but then what I'm doing is at 30. So, very interesting look. I feel like I'm kind of struggling here. I'm wasting a lot of time. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting the good stuff. But yeah, PS2 was a big deal for me. I often wonder now that I've gotten older, like how younger generations like are feeling about consoles these days. Like what? How does one feel about the release of the PS5 when you're like 16? You know? Or 12. Like, does that have that same feeling of excitement that it did when I saw like the PS2 commercial for like Crash Bandicoot or Kingdom Hearts? I remember specifically there was I don't know if it was for 1 or if it was for Kingdom Hearts 2, but there was a commercial that had like Mark Hamill voiceover for it. He was like, "Who will you meet in Kingdom Hearts?" And I remember thinking that was cool. But I don't know. I guess I can't expect things to be the same that they were when I was younger. You know, for kids experience like things in different ways. And they always will, you know. But I hope to some regard that they still feel like that sense of wonder when something new is coming out. Like when the Switch 2 was announced, I hope they think it was like so cool that you could use it as a mouse, you know. Or that Donkey Kong had this cool new adventure game. There's a way through here. Oh, I might have fucked up. Are we too big? I can attest to being super stoked for the Wii U when I was 12. Awesome. that is great to hear, Deep. Genuinely. That makes me very happy. I mean, I remember being stoked for the Wii U when I was... Should I say this number? The Wii U. That was during college for me. Ooh. So I was like, maybe like 20 when the Wii U came out. Can somebody give me a year for the Wii U really quick? Do a quick Google for me and give me when the Wii U came out so I can do some math. 2012. Oh Lord. So I was, when the Wii U came out. Oh, well, 2012. Then I was 17 then when the Wii U came out. I think I didn't get the Wii U until way later though. I remember the thing that pushed me over the edge to getting the Wii U was Smash 4 when that was coming out. But I mean, even then, I was able to play it on the 3DS, which I definitely did that in college. So... Nintendo Land is one of the best Nintendo games from that generation. It is. I was very lucky to know my friend Lou at the time, who when I was home, I would hang out with Lou and go over to her house because she had a Wii U and a bunch of party games. So, like, That my primary experience with the Wii U for those early years was through my friend Lou, and I have her to thank for that. So it's kind of like, it feels to me like a party system. Like I remember playing Nintendo Land. I think one night we played the version of Mario Party where like whoever holds the gamepad is Bowser. And I thought that was rad. Granted, I don't think the game was very good, but... Well, that's good. I mean, I know the 3DS coming out was a huge thing for me too, because I didn't even... I couldn't understand how they would even pull that off. Like, at the time, 3D was still pretty big, and the idea of just, like, producing 3D visuals without glasses was genuinely, like, insane. like, I couldn't even conceive of that. It felt like magic. And you know what? I bet a lot of kids felt that way about the Switch too. Well, not the Switch 2, the Switch TOO, because the idea of like your console like just switching from TV to like being in your hands is pretty cool, you know? Honestly, touchscreens were a big deal for me back in the day too. Like when the original DS came out, you know, they did a great job of selling the novelty of touch controls on the DS. There was tons of, oh my god, we made it through. Like so many games used touch controls in a way that didn't feel like too intrusive and felt like a new experience. Or like an even better experience. Like, when we got Diamond and Pearl on the DS for Pokemon, having a second screen with your moves on it and your items and everything, it just made like selecting stuff in battle a lot more clearer than having to like, you know, go through a bunch of menus and, you know, everything just felt snappier. And well, we don't have that anymore. We basically had to revert once we lost the second screen. But oh yeah, playing Super Mario 64 on the DS, insane. And you know, the controls weren't like tremendous, but they worked, you know. They worked for what it was at the time. And as a kid, you don't think about stuff like that very much. That's that's when you're like 16 and you're watching Nintendo YouTubers and they bring up the fact that the controls are clunky and you're like, yeah, you know what? He's right. The controls were clunky. But when you're a kid, you don't really, you know, you feel it, but you don't think about it. And yeah, the Switch has a touchscreen, but it's so de-incentivized. It's so unemphasized is what I meant. That I often forget that it even does have one. There's no stylus. It's like a traditional touchscreen. And no games really care to use it much. I mean, you can for some things, but... The Glover generation didn't consider to dare say, hey, these controls a little clunky. We just dealt with it. Oh my gosh, we have graduated to like picking up people now. We have gotten big enough that we can pick up human beings. Tremendous news. Yes. Yes. Join my Katamari and become one with my hive mind. All right. This is chat, by the way. This is what we all look like. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I had to do this to you, but you understand the situation I'm in. We have to bring the stars back, even if it means killing all of you. Yeah, sorry guys. I had to turn you into breakfast. I hope that's okay. When the name changes, what will the need orbs become? I have a plan, and it is, it will work. Rest assured. The need orbs will change. But there's a plan in place. For those who weren't here at the start of stream, I am considering a username change. Yay! Haven't heard yay in a while. Thank you for bringing back yay. I always love to hear from yay. But yeah, the username online is potentially changing, which could have other larger changes to the channel, but I'm still debating on that. So, notice something? This is not a Crystals type game. Oh my god, you're right. Hey, wait a second. Did What the Fuck play? You guys didn't see What the Fuck, right? Because it just got redeemed. Hold on, let me try that again. Hold. What happened? Oh, I can't redeem it for 5 minutes. That's the first time I've seen one of those fail. I wonder what happened. I'll have to check on that. I wonder if it was just a glitch. A glitch of the Pibby variety. Corona Borealis. Corona Borealis! Wait, hold on. So is there just 2? I thought I saw a third one. Wait, hold on. 1, 2... No, I think that's it. So let's do Corona Borealis. What is it? It still needs something. It's not gorgeous. The sky is not gorgeous at all. A starry sky, and it still manages to look shabby. It has none of the beauteous maximal gorgeousness of our crown. Oh, our Katamari's like golden. Look at that. Crowns everywhere, so we're looking for crowns this time. Now we begin our crown hunting journey. Oh my god, all these dogs. Oh lord. Not the poor dogs. They didn't deserve this. The humans are fine though. We can still pick up humans. You can pick up the chalk? The chalk off the ground? Dude. Guys, I think the game might be good. But yeah, no crystals yet. We have yet to find crystals. Well, I wonder what this means. Maybe at some point we'll find crystals of some kind. But for now, it's not a crystal type game. I didn't even know that was possible. Yeah, let's get big here. I wonder if hats count. All right, we're not doing a great job. We need to look around a little more. Let's grab that one. Crowns, crowns, crowns. We need to get to a different location, like down here. Anyhow, basically all of that to say that the past was really cool and the future sucks, and if you weren't born during the time period that I was born in, you're having a worse time. Does that cover most of it? I hope that's what you all got from my talking about the other game.
You don't know shit about this.
This has truly been Millennial Uncle Moment stream. Like, actually. Granted, I am on the cusp. I am, well, what people often say is that the best indicator if you're a millennial or not is if you remember 9/11, like, vividly. And I do, but I was quite young. So I'm, like, right on the cusp between two generations. As I have mentioned, I am both the champion of light and the herald of darkness. Macho and cute, millennial and Gen Z. I remember the Sonic and Shadow generations. And I remember the Boruto Naruto Next Generations, which is a terrible name, by the way. You do kind of run yourself into a corner naming your series and franchise after a character's name. Because then, like, what do? You know? Like, if you want to make a show or a manga within the same franchise, well, then you can't call it Naruto. But then it has to be recognizable as part of the franchise. Well, then we'll just call him Boruto. Or you have to make them all part of the same family. And just call it JoJo. The second thing you need to learn from this stream is that naming things is very difficult. It's more difficult than it seems. Oh, I guess we don't need all that. Well, we could stand to be bigger, huh? We might need to acquire more size. Even if it means it's not a crown. But I think we're doing well. Overall. Well, I mean, we only have 4 minutes, but 4 minutes is a lot of time in Katamari years. In the Katamari dimension. Which, by the way, that boy was floating. Yeah, we used to not take off our shoes at the airport. I remember... Is this a... Maybe I shouldn't talk about my 9/11 experience. I think I'm actually going to abort that idea. I think maybe that's just, like, not an appropriate topic for stream. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Truly, Katamari Damacy is the 9/11 of Nile streams. Everybody remembers where they were when Naruto... I just referred to myself as Naruto. I was gonna say when Niall started talking about Naruto for way too long. I'm in Katamari mode. Nobody thought Naruto could do it. Nobody. I was there when he learned the Rasengan for the first time. I was there on the internet when people made bad jokes about Haku's gender. Speaking of Naruto, you still playing Tomodachi Life? I've actually put it down for a while. I think the plan is to wait until... People are theorizing that there's definitely going to be, like, seasonal updates to this that, like, change how the island looks, because there's stuff in the game that hints that, like, maybe there could be, like, snow in the future, or, like, a different kind of, like, thing that you could get from the fountain. So I want to have, like, a season 2 of Tomodachi Life where we get to 70 Miis. Just adding on to the Miis that we had before. But right now, I haven't had much of an inclination to play more. I've been, what have I been playing? Well, I've been testing the Steam controller on various things, and that's been great. Playing more Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know how well we did this time. It's difficult for me to tell. But, where were you when David Pumpkins was killed? I was there when David Pumpkins was a funny meme. Hey, we actually did pretty good. It's hard to tell. What are we doing to this poor girl? We're driving her to madness. And if this were 2008, then we would say, madness? No, this is Sparta, and everyone would laugh. Which was the style at the time. I actually don't know if 300 was even out by 2008. That might be like a 2010 joint. As-salam alaikum? Alaikum? Not sure. Have you ever been to the Arabian Peninsula? We haven't either. We hope you can visit during the days rolling, like that's possible. They were gonna give him a present, but that's what we were planning, but we got bored. We gave your present away to somebody on Earth. Must be around somewhere, so roll it up while you're at it. Whoa. Crazy music. All these new things for us to acquire. Okay, but what if MIDI Crocodile Rock was playing, you know? Now you're talking. Now you're talking. If anyone... if anyone ever makes, like, a stream compilation video when we've been doing this for, like at least a year, like, Nile stream funny moments, you have to include... or in the background, you have to be playing the MIDI Crocodile Rock. That's an order. if somehow the stream becomes popular to the point where we get like funny moments compilations, the background music has to be Crocodile Rock MIDI. It's the only thing that makes sense. At least until we come up with some other music-based meme within the next few months. Oh my crikey. Whoa, we're going to some crazy places this time. No, we can't quite get the sheep yet. Yeah, let's head on back. Still not quite great at the boost. That's okay, we haven't really needed it yet. Look at this guy, he's on like a surfboard with wheels. Awesome. I can't take your wheels though. Oh no, the bears! Bears are an issue. We're not ready for bears. How can you not be ready for bears? They're lovely. We're just not powerful enough yet. We have to gain strength. Oh, look at these fish! Deliver upon me my fish. Blowfish. Ooh, I feel like we're wasting time. We're in a bad spot. I don't like this location we're in. We're not getting enough objects per second. Oh wait, we're powerful enough for bears now. That's huge. Yeah, there's the bear. No, come back. Come back. There you are. All right, now we can get some momentum. Give me these. I got locked in. I've entered caring about Katamari efficiency. We've entered that stage of the stream. And actually, let's go get those sheep. Hop on Nobi Nobi Boy. Good suggestion. What happens in Nobi Nobi Boy? I know the name, but not of the Nobi or the boy. But maybe I would enjoy it. Also, sort of an addendum to the story I had earlier. I was really, like, stoked for Jak and Daxter in that moment where I thought I could win Jak and Daxter in the PS2. I never actually played Jak and Daxter, and I still haven't to this day. And now I look at it, and I'm like, well, this is kind of... I don't know. I don't want to insult people who are into Jak and Daxter, but it seems like a little bit lame. Like, ever so slightly lame. Maybe even in a charming way. But, I don't actually know why I was into it. Maybe it was just that it seemed so, like, valuable to my child mind. It was more about getting the PS2, so I could be a part of that, you know? Boy meets girl, and boy is worm, and girl is also worm, and you eat people, and you go Nobi, 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 Nobi. I have to play this game. Can you play Star Fox so I don't have to? I think we will actually stream the new Star Fox. When that comes out, that's like in a month, which is crazy, by the way. We will probably play that on stream. Because it's kind of cheap, too. If you get the digital version, it's only $50. So, I got no problems doing that. Ooh. Have I ever told my Star Fox 64 story on stream? I have a small story about it. When I was younger, I got in a bit of, like, an accident. And when I say younger, I mean, like, I was a child, before I say the rest of this. For some reason I can't remember, as a child, I was spinning around the room. Like, I had my arms outstretched. I was spinning around in a circle just because it was a thing you did. It was the style at the time. And I was spinning around like an empty room in our apartment at the time, and I hit my head on the wall, and I fucked up my neck really, really badly, to the point where my head, it had to be kept like at an angle, like sideways. Otherwise, I'd be in like a lot of pain. So my folks took me to a hospital, and at the time, one thing they offered kiddos, I don't know if they still do this, they let you play video games at the hospital. They had like a big machine where they had an N64 and a bunch of different games that you could play. I don't know if it was like in the waiting room or what, or if it was like in the actual doctor's office, but it was awesome. And that was where I first played Star Fox 64. But the issue was, because of my predicament and the angle of my head, I couldn't quite get a handle on steering the R-Wing. So I just kept crashing into everything because my whole, like, perspective was off because of the angle of my head and my neck. So that's my primary memory of Star Fox 64, just like being really bad at it because I fucked up my neck. So this is why we need to play the new game. To redeem myself. But eventually I did play Star Fox 64 again. That was like a few years ago. I played through like all the Star Fox games just to see like what the deal was. I think everybody goes through a stage with like popular franchises of anything where you see it from afar and then one day you're thinking like, if I got into this, would I become like a Star Fox person? Like, would this be like an IP that would change my life if I watched it? Let's give that a go, you know? Like, one day I did that for Metroid, and I was like, yeah, I actually really dig this a lot. I didn't play this growing up, but now that I've played it now, I'm like, yeah, I will play any Metroid, anything that comes out. Yeah. And I thought Star Fox could be that thing for me. It kind of wasn't. I enjoy it aesthetically, but not so much the gameplay of it. But, look, oh wow, we got really big that time. Due to the nature of, I want to be as nice as possible as I say this. My parents just weren't really into, like, stuff that I was into as a kid. So, I kind of got, like, really shy about, like, exploring new things. I kind of just, like, watched and experienced stuff that was presented in front of me rather than seeking stuff out or asking for new things. So there was a lot of franchises I didn't try growing up because I just didn't have the opportunity. That's why I liked renting games, because I had access to so many things at once for a low price. But so all this to say, that's why I'm like, I have these moments as an adult where I'm like, let's just like go through this entire franchise and see if I like it, and see if this was something that I could have been into at an earlier age. But yeah, I did that with Star Fox. It was fun though. They're fun games. I like how Star Fox 2 looks a lot. I think the sprite work in Star Fox 2 is really good. Fresh Y button. What? I didn't hit it. It said Y button, but there was nothing I could do. The rocket. Your dad is an astronaut? Cool. All right. Gosh, we've done a lot of levels already. We've only been going for 2 hours. Gemini and Ursa Major. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of levels. Hold on. Okay, so we have Make Gemini, Make Pisces, Make Ursa Major. Is there no, like, Make a Star whatever? Like, Make a Star 7? I don't know. I guess we have to do these. Let's do Pisces. What is it? There's something missing. It's not fresh. This sky is spoiled already. It's not fresh at all. It's very ripe. This is not acceptable. Quickly, find some fresh fish for us on Earth. Will do. Oh, this song. Sing along if you know the words, chat. It's just like the happiest song that you could possibly hear. theme of happiness and peace and love and youth and happiness. And fish. And also fish. Happy and toy and yay and fun. Yay, yippee. No, I want those. Oh, well. We can't quite get those ladies yet, but we can get these fish. No? We're not big enough. We can't even get these yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's just so sweet. Oh my god, they're hitting me. We gotta get out of here. Give me penguins. I demand penguins now. And I want these fish. Well, we can get these. Hold on. No, hold on. We gotta go over. And then just roll on up. There we go. Ooh, maybe we can get these now? Maybe? No, not quite. There's like a threshold we need to cross. We haven't gotten there yet. Oh, baby turtles! Now we can get these. There we go. I would love to get 100 fish. I think we can do it. Come on, no! We're so close. Oh, it's hard to control now. Because it's so big and has like so much inertia. There we go. And now we can get these guys. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, there's a sea otter! I love otters, chat. You need to understand this. Whether they be river or sea otters. Both are good. From where I grew up, I believe we have like native otters, but I never saw them like, you know, in person. It was always like a zoo thing. You caught Grandma in the ball. I wasn't aware they came in river form. Yeah, those are like, so you know how there's like the sea otters with like the round face and they have the shell on the body and they're like white. There's also the brown ones that have like the more like dog-like snout, a little bit like thinner. Those are river otters. Looks like a solid showing. 122. That's like a neighborhood fishing champ. Forget the dinky neighborhood. I think we did pretty good on that one. I like the little snorkel the prince gets while underwater. It's very Kirby. I didn't notice that. I'll have to notice that next time. When I'm doing a Katamari, my eyes are like, I get tunnel vision. I see nothing in my periphery. Chat, do any of you happen to know how long this game is? Is this like something that we could finish today? Or should we like... I'm trying to judge when I should end for the day. So we can have like a good amount of Katamari on both streams, you know? I think I'm still good to keep going. I don't... It's hard for me to tell how long this is going to be. I assume we still have a good bit left. It's not a long game. You probably have hit halfway. Man, I don't know. I tell you what. Let's go to 3 hours. We'll go to 3 hours today. And then see where we're at. Play Scrandle. But we have to make Gemini. How can this be? There's something missing. Aha. Yes, that's it. We get it now. It has no mystery. The sky has no mystery. It's so straightforward and easy to understand. That's important, of course, but it's just so boring. We'll tell you what's mysterious. Twins. What is with that connection? Is it telepathy? Do they have ESP? Did you know, chat, that I was almost a twin? An unfortunate thing happened in the womb where I had to absorb them for nutrients. You understand. So yeah. I do have siblings, though. I have a few siblings. But none of us are twins. I'm if you see me hesitating a bit, I'm trying to determine how, like, comfortable I am with sharing more intimate family information. Oh my god, phones! I think that's where I'll leave it. just understand that I have siblings. I guess I can say a few of them are half siblings. Based on the nature of my family. But I'm mostly close with my sister. who is a little bit older than me. We grew up together before she moved out of the house. Very different people, me and my sister. But I love her very much. So, like, when I talk about, like, being into stuff growing up, my sister didn't really share that. She was kind of doing her own thing. There was a period where we were playing games together. I think I talked about this during, like, the N64 stream we did. But, it was short-lived. The good music simply does not stop. Every single level is a good song. Oh my gosh. We keep bumping. What is that guy over there? What are you doing? Oh, they're like judo guys. They're doing like a judo throw. Hold on. You see? They're like throwing each other. It's like it's like Ken's back throw in Street Fighter. That takes you like all the way to the corner. Oh Lord. We got sumo guys. I think I can say this because at some point I will have to bring up if I stream on my birthday. I am a Leo, if anybody was curious. In terms of if we have, I don't know if there's like a Leo level in this, but that is my sign. Around a few years ago, I started getting like somewhat into astrology. Not like a lot, but like I started like, I don't know, just playing around with the idea. I don't put too much stock into it, but it is, I think I've talked about it when I've talked about like my horoscope on stream, but I just like having something that's like a thing you can read every day that like it's like opening a fortune cookie, you know, it's just something to think about. It gets your brain moving about your life, you know. It's obviously not like true fate or anything, but it's just like, it's like that thought of manifesting, you know, just like thinking about doing something or thinking about a concept like changes your behavior, and that in turn changes your life, you know. These sumo people won't leave me alone. I don't think I'm a very standard Leo though. Despite the fact that I am a streamer now, I'm an incredibly private person. Those who know me closely know that I don't like, I can be hard to reach, I can be hard to find, hard to express myself. That's in turn why I wanted to stream, was that I would get better about expressing myself. And you know, just being seen and being observed. But, I think I mean, look, if you're looking into horoscope stuff, I am kind of on the cusp of Leo and Cancer, I think. If I remember right. But, yeah, from what I am to understand of Leo, I mean, I don't even, like, when it comes to, like, the spotlight, I don't seek that out. Which, I mean, maybe I'm picking the wrong hobby to explore for that reason, but It's not really... I am very internally validated. A catfish, if you will. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't, I'm a very internal person rather than external. Whereas I feel like a lot of Leos traditionally are like they wear themselves proudly, you know? I don't think I do that. I think I'm trying to get better at doing that. We've gotten very introspective today. What is it about Katamari? Maybe it's because, like, I don't know. It's like because I'm in some ways multitasking. So, like, I'm not thinking about what I'm saying as it comes out of my mouth. We've been talking a lot about life today. And history. This kind of reminds me of something I used to do in college with my roommates, where we had a lot of deep conversations while I had my hands on a controller doing something. Like we had a GameCube and a CRT TV in the living room. And I remember there were nights where I would just be like playing Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube, just swinging around doing whatever. And I mean, those of you who are in chat who I did roommate with, this might be with you guys or it might be with the roommates that I had afterward, or maybe both. But I just remember having just the craziest, most intimate conversations while I was just like playing a Spider-Man game on GameCube. Just because it's like, I don't know, it takes away some of the pressure, I think. Not that we've gotten too intimate today. I'm very intentionally not getting too in-depth on a lot of things, but, you know, because I understand that's not necessarily the relationship here. Lest we get parasocial. But, anyway. I hope it's at least interesting to listen to. Talking about, like, my history with the internet and everything. Yeah, same energy as talking while driving. Yes, exactly. And I've gotten to the point where I'm really comfortable driving, too. There was a period there when I was first learning that driving was, like, terrifying to me. Mostly because I just didn't understand why we built society around driving, like, huge metal monsters around that, like, kill people every day on accident. It's an incredibly dangerous thing to do. And we all just kind of accept that, like, oh, the other people are following the rules of driving because they value their lives. When there's no way of knowing, you know. But nowadays I enjoy it. As long as I'm not doing anything like too intense, like driving through like a huge city, you know. I don't mind traffic. I don't mind interstate driving. And that's in part why I like the radio too. And why like radio broadcasting was so important to me is because like radio became like a comfort when I was in like a very stressful situation with driving. Like when I was, the college that I went to was far away from where my parents lived. So whenever a new semester would start, I have to drive back. And this would be like a 3-4 hour drive. Those drives were very formative for me. In learning to drive and appreciating music and appreciating broadcasting and nature, you know, this is what driving can do for you if you give in to the experience. I've been craving a road trip actually recently. Which I'm unemployed. I can just do that at any time, but I don't know. I don't know where I would go. 55 twins. I did pretty bad. I don't think we got many twins that time. Now, what do we have left? Make Ursa Major and make a star 7. You know what, chat? I'm starting to get the feeling, now that I see how long a level takes, that if we do go to 3, that we're not going to have enough Katamari for another stream. Like, it'll be a very short stream. So, because we spent a lot of time talking today, too. So, I think what we're going to do is I'm actually going to end here for today. It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream. But I think next stream we do, which may even be tomorrow if I want to do it, will just be more Katamari. We'll go right back in. Never you worry. So I think that's going to be it for us today. Let me save. I know everybody just started panicking because they thought I forgot. And yeah, we're gonna quit the game. And look at this. See you again. So cute. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us here today. Thank you guys for coming out. I had so much fun today. like an unbelievable amount of fun just talking about shit and playing Katamari with all of you. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I don't know when we'll be back again this week, but we'll get right back to it. Right back to Katamari. I also don't know when the username change is happening. It's something I have to kind of think through a little bit more. But it shouldn't affect you guys that much, honestly. It's more of a thing for me. And just talking about, expressing yourself on the internet, Identity is important. So let me get some music going and we will figure out where we're going to raid. Who is live right now? Let's see. A lot of people are live. Where to send you, though? Oh, Koo is live. Lacey's live. Oh, Socks is live with Media Share Night. I'll just send you over to Socks. Pokemon Media Share Night is awesome. I didn't know if Socks was going to be playing Pokemon Crystal today, because I don't think they had a very good time with it last time. But I think it should be fun today. So I'll send you over there. How about that? You guys have a great rest of your night. Well, I guess day. Go have dinner. All of you go eat dinner right now. And I'm going to do that too. So, thank you so much for coming. There will be less talk about Naruto next time. I promise.